Who says a peated dram has to come from Islay? Well, today's Camp Dram is from the northern area of Scotland, and I've got 2 glasses here for a reason. Stay tuned for today's Camp Dram and a special guest. Sláinte, y'all, and welcome to Scotch on the Bayou, where we explore the wonders of Scotch whiskey and the flavor of life in Louisiana. We're at the camp playing hooky. Actually, I got the day off, so it's all good. But we are on this beautiful spring day, and I am so thrilled to come down to have a guest on at the camp. Dr. Scotch, Andrew from Scotch for Dummies is here.
Hello, Lee.
Hello.
Thank you for the invitation.
Oh, I'm just so thrilled.
Beautiful here.
Yay! Yay!
I now understand what a camp dram is.
This is a camp dram.
So when you think of camp, some people think of like icebreakers and pools and canoes.
Yeah. No.
This is
not that kind of camp.
This is camp.
This is camp. This is chill. This is having fun. We have just come off of a 2.5 hour boat ride down the river. Yeah, we're going to talk about Scotch here in a minute. But we just went down the river, and how many alligators do you think we saw?
Well, it was over 2 dozen.
Over 2 dozen. Over 2 dozen alligators.
And eagles and osprey catching fish.
Yeah.
And
every kind of heron and egret you can think of today. But the Mac Daddy we got to see, I was so thrilled. Andrew and his wife Katie are down, and we were able to go see Russell. And Russell, as I will now show you a picture, is about 12 feet long and about 350 pounds. And Katie goes, "Oh my gosh, it looks like a tire." And it did. And he's not far from where our dock is here. So, but we're out here on the dock. The lower Grand River behind us, just a great spring afternoon here in South Louisiana. And I thought, we must do a camp dram.
Absolutely.
We must do a camp dram, and we must do something that has peat in it.
Of
because
course.
It is Andrew, and that is so in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, so with Scotch for Dummies, I've always loved peat. That has been my go-to dram. We're pretty much any condition, whether it be summer, winter, whatever. And this whiskey right here is a nice dram.
And what is it we're drinking? Today's camp dram is the Highland Park Cask strength, and this is batch 1, and it comes in at a hefty 63.3% ABV, which is okay.
And it doesn't feel it.
No.
So the beauty, one of the advantages of a peated whiskey is it tends to kind of mute the alcohol content.
Right.
And all the phenols and things, the chemistry in there takes it down. But man, this is tasty.
And the interesting thing too, I mean, when you look at the color, it's a beautiful golden honey color. I would even say, pretty. I mean, it's not hanging too long on the glass, but it's well, no, actually, it kind of is, isn't it? It's just got some good oily notes to it.
Yeah, I mean, there's sweetness in the nose. It doesn't come across as like this charcoal-y kind of thing. It's just this overlying presence of peat and flavor that doesn't overpower the other flavors that are in the dram. That's what's beautiful.
Right, and the peat is very light. It is so non-Islay. It's there's almost a floralness to it, to where, I mean, you get a little bit, a hint of smoke, not even much smoke at all, if any. And but you do get an earthiness of a peat. But so geologically, and originally there aren't a whole lot of trees on the Orkney.
No.
And so their peat is very vegetal. It's heather and small branches, small plant matter.
Grasses, lichens, all that kind of
Yeah, and I'm sure they've got some influence, of course, from the seaweed and seawater, but not like you're going to have the thick seaweed, briny,
Correct.
Like an Ardbeg or even a Lefroy.
Yeah,
peat.
I don't
Not
get as much
marine.
of that marine seaweed flavor out of
Right.
this.
I get a lot of honey and sweetness. Like I said, a sweetness off that nose.
Do we know what the barrel on this is? 'Cause it smells like the sherry sweetness in it.
I think so. I normally know that kind of stuff, and I will probably put it up on the thing. But this is kind of impromptu, and I am so excited that we're doing this. You know, I'm sure Jim could tell us in a heartbeat.
Well, and the thing about the Dram, why it's good for the camp, is you could drink this around a fire pit. The smokiness has enough potency to get through that. But here, I mean, it's 80 degrees or whatever here today, and it's not overpowering. It's not too heavy. Just well balanced.
It is. You get a sweetness on the front end for me, and it's there's a fresher fruit to me sweetness with the underlying honey. I'm getting that.
I keep getting, say, hinted cherries on the initial palate, and then it rolls back and tastes more like sherry to me. And then I'm getting a little bit of leather maybe on the finish. I think that's kind of what I'm getting on it.
It's got some heat at the end.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It is still cast strength, so it's not. It's no joke.
But I mean, it's more of a spice finish too, and it's like a cinnamon, a little bit of a cinnamon, not all cinnamon, but speaking of birds,
maybe a little cedar on the sides on the finish.
Yeah, I can get that, and it's dry.
Yeah, it definitely dries your
definitely
palate.
Dry.
Yep, this is a nice dram.
This is a very good dram. And I got some water, and I think at 63.3 it does warrant. We'll see.
You could probably take some water.
A little bit, yeah. And you know, probably not the best water to put in here, but
it'll do.
It'll do. It's better than that water out.
Better than camp water.
Better than river water.
Yeah.
Oh man. Wow, the nose just went on me.
Yeah, I'm getting more honey. And I wasn't getting as much honey before, but now that really lights it up.
Yeah.
Are you getting more alcohol nose on it now?
Well, yeah. I'm trying to keep my mouth open so I don't
start
aspirate it. Because I'm a tough girl and I'll get through it. That's what I thought the first time when I was at Oban and I did that tasting. I was like, I'm not going to choke on this. I will not cough, you know.
No, this is very, very good. It does. I do get a little more of the alcohol burn with water, which is unusual. Yeah. Well, it's not unusual for these type of levels. I don't think it's balanced well with the phenols and things yet.
Yeah.
It needs a little time to kind of meld, I think.
Right. With that, I mean, I put a good capful of water in mine, but I still don't think it knocked it down to 50. I mean, it's still probably hovering about 55.
Touch more.
And that's, play with your whiskey. Just keep adding water, and if you get to a point of over dilution, throw a little bit more whiskey in there, you know.
And that's one of the things we like about cast strength, that you do have the option to do that.
I get to play with my food. I get to play with my whiskey. Speaking of food, not to make anybody really jealous or anything, but we're about to pig out on crawfish, shrimp, bull shrimp, fried catfish. We're gonna eat and be a couchon. So there's your word of the day. You're gonna be a couchon. We're gonna pig out.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking over to the left here, and there's crawfish traps.
Yeah.
We're not eating crawfish from this location tonight, but
no.
There'll be some.
But they came from this bayou out here. Yeah. I promise you. Probably this morning they were caught and cleaned up. You purge them to get, all that cleaned up. And then these folks, we go to a local place here called Carbo's, and local family restaurant, super fabulous, consistent, and they're wonderful. And so we are so excited to take Andrew and Katie to eat and then to enjoy the day. But we have had a wonderful time. As far as this dram, thoughts on it?
You can't go wrong with it. I mean, I don't know the price. That doesn't matter. I would give this a high 3 in my book, because it has enough flavor to get you through any time. But it's not too dominant in one flavor that kind of overpowers the other. So I think they do a great job with this. Yeah. And it's definitely worth doing.
It's a really nice balance. Definitely as high as 63.3 is. It doesn't take your head off, which also bears the issue that is very drinkable, and therefore you shall watch it.
Well, that's what I was just thinking. I'm sitting here sipping it. I'm like, whoa, let's let the finish build. Yeah, I get a little tingle. you gotta let the finish build, and the finish is long on it. I mean,
Mhm.
you don't need to sip it like that because you can still taste it through over
So
time.
this is one that I think, you know, as the sun's going down at the camp, you're just sitting out here watching the water go
Yep.
by and having a nice dram. And it's really good on itself. But when you can have somebody like this guy
Mwah!
come and enjoy
times.
it, this is what whiskey is about, y'all.
It is.
This is what it's about. This whole channel started because these guys were just so important to me, and you know, being a part of their community and their encouragement for me to use my voice. And I'm not gonna cry, but I'm thrilled that y'all are here, and I wish you could stay longer, but
Yes.
I'm happy with what I got. So for you all, nice buy, great buy. Looking forward. We'll try that batch too when I can get to it. But until next time, y'all. Salanja, y'all. Cool. Yay.
That's
Done.
what whiskey's about.
Done.
Sharing with friends.